What's up, my brother?
What up? What is going on, my man, dude? Stoked for this one.
It's a crazy show tonight, man. No doubt. We're reviewing Ready or Not from 2019, and we got my man Vern co-hosting, dude.
Rockin' Vern Domingo. I'm gonna be playing the part of Robbie tonight.
It's always so weird. Like Robbie's probably only missed maybe 2 shows. This might be the third. This might be either the second or third. So it's always just like, a little gaping hole when he's missed. So, dude, I so appreciate you coming to co-host with me, man.
And, it's an honor. It's an honor.
Dude, it's great to have you, man. You've become like straight up family in the horror show.
Hell yeah, man. Same to you, brother.
We also got us a special guest tonight, my main man, Steph, bro.
Hey,
could not do the show tonight without him, bro. Like, seriously, thank you for coming, bro.
Oh, anytime, brother. This is I'm glad that you're doing this one. This was a fun one, so I was excited to do this.
Hell yeah, dude. I know it kind of got we were going to do this, and then we last second changed it to the Scream 5. So I know this was one that we were excited to talk about at one point. So I'm glad we were able to get this one because it is a great film, man. I think I remember it coming out. I came out probably a few months before, but it had so much hype, and it was around Christmas time. Around Christmas time, my mom will buy like a lot of digital movies because they start going on sale,
Right.
And she bought that one, and me and my brother watched it like around Christmas in 2019. And dude, I just remember it blew me away. I was like, because it's nowadays, man, it's so hit or miss, man. But this one was just such a great original idea. I'm sure I know it takes from other movies, I'm sure, but just so much fun. Samara Weaving fucking kills it, bro. Just such a badass hottie in some yellow chucks, bro. Like, what a shotgun. Like, honestly, like
Margot Robbie's I was just thinking when I was watching this, if Margot Robbie ever has like contractual disagreements or whatever for Harley Quinn, they got another Harley Quinn right there.
Right. That's great.
She could be like her little sister or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to say, who she's the daughter of? Fucking Hugo Weaving.
No, she's not.
The main agent from The Matrix and V.
No.
I swear to God.
Get out of here.
I'll double check it real quick, but I'm like 99%
That's
sure.
Crazy. Dude, I'm like, she's even hotter like in this picture that I'm seeing her right now. But do you guys agree she gets better looking the bloodier that she gets?
The rougher, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, like there's one scene where she's like standing there in like in the wedding dress at one point in the movie with like the gun, and she's looking at herself in the mirror. She's like, Jesus. And I'm like, yeah.
Right. When they had that moment where it's like, I thought she was going to stay with that look the rest of the movie where, I mean, she does. She's got the chucks. She's got the wedding dress on, obviously, but where she's got like the Terminator gun or the bullet strap around her, she's got the shotgun. And it reminded me of like Evil Dead 2.
That's what I was gonna say, like the girl version, man. Like she's straight up like Ash. Actually, she's the niece of Hugo Weaving.
Wow, I can see it
Crazy.
in the eyes actually. Now that you say it, though, like they have that similar glare.
I'm guessing Hugo's her uncle then. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still crazy.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
why.
Yeah,
I
that's
swear
dope
I
as
thought
hell.
that she was the daughter, but I guess it's the niece.
That's cool.
I remember this was one of the last movies I saw in theaters before COVID hit, and it was the
Really?
last movie I saw in theaters before my son was born. This because I had just seen I think Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark had came out like around the same time as this, or maybe a little before, and I'd seen that. I was hyped for that, and that was a I think it was more geared for kids, but the trailer made it seem like it was for everybody. But I, so going into this, I was a little hesitant because I was like, man, both these trailers look good, and Scary Stories had just proven me wrong. I was kind of thinking that was gonna happen with this movie, and this movie blew expectations.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's like Dylan, you hit on it earlier. There's so many horror movies can be so hit or miss that I find myself like not even taking, and I'm changing that a little bit, especially since I've been doing this show and watching it more. But like, I wouldn't even take the chance on a movie until I heard about it. Like
Right.
my fiance brought up that she had wanted to go to the theater and see this, and evidently I told her no. so yeah, I blew it on that department, but it's how it is. It's so hit or miss.
It straight up is, man. Because there's just so much out there, man, that you're like, do I really want to waste, 2 hours on something that's going to be just stupid and just total, I'm going to see everything coming.
Right.
But, dude, this one, definitely not like that, man. And I just love it, man. I love the way it's shot, the music. I was trying, like, for the little Instagram thing, I was trying to find the freaking hide and seek
song. Yo, so was I, bro.
Go running.
Are you ready?
That shit is so creepy, man. It's a great soundtrack, no doubt, dude. It's just, I absolutely adore it, man. It's so much fun, bro. And I love that the whole cast is perfect, man. Like the freaking crazy coked out daughter, fucking insane, dude. Honestly, I don't even have much horror news this week, so honestly, I'll probably do that. We'll do that towards the end, so we might as well just fucking jump into the damn horror review, unless there's something that you guys are thinking.
No, that works for me, dude.
Yeah.
I think I might have 2 things, and they're just updates on fucking seasons coming out,
right?
Or like a continuing season. I wish that Jordan Peele fucking trailer would have got like something better than
what's it called? Nope.
That Nope. Yeah, I think it's coming Super Bowl. I think you'll get like a teaser, but
we watched Get Out again. It was the first time when that movie came out, or when it came out on Blu-ray. I watched it right afterwards. I watched the commentary, like right in a row, and then I watched it again the next day, and I was totally like done with it after that. You know what I mean? I haven't seen it since. Watched it again last night, and it's like, dude, that movie deserves all the hype that it gets, man. That movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, I like Us as well, but I think Get Out was way stronger. It was a stronger movie for sure.
Us weirds me out a lot more, but I'm super stoked for anything that dude's gonna do. I'm hyped for.
I'm still mixed on him just because everyone hypes him up, and it's like, bro, like you've only done 2 movies, And to be honest, Get Out was fucking incredible. I love that one. Us is like a big letdown to me.
I feel the same way. The payoff wasn't worth.
No, especially just compared to Get Out. I know they're like you can't compare them, but just like I just didn't like Us like from the get go.
Right.
And after hearing so many people, like I remember Chris from Chaos and Comics would be saying, like, you're crazy. So I'd go back and I'd give it a shot, because I don't like to I don't really like to talk down on movies, But there's just something like it just doesn't do it for me, man.
I think the characters in that are great. He does great casting. There's like you really connect to the characters, but Us there's just too many things that it's like, what? The hell, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's too many things that are just weird about it, but it's solid. I mean, compared to a lot of movies, it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I hope he doesn't go the route of M. Night though. That
just never gets it back.
Yeah, it was after the 3rd movie. That was like when he started going downhill. He was Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, and after that, everyone was like, eh. Is he that good?
Right.
He hasn't done enough for me to just be like fucking going nuts for everything that he comes out. Because it's like before that, what did he do? He was fucking Key and Peele, you know?
I think
Yeah.
that's
Right.
a big part of the allure is that why he's probably garnered so much hype is because he came from the world of comedy to do a
And
great,
Twilight Zone,
Right.
Twilight Zone sucked, you know? So it's like really he has more hits than or misses than hits on his belt. Get Out is the biggest hit to me.
Yeah.
Us was good. I know a lot of people would say Us is a hit, but it's just it ain't for me. So and Candyman was another miss. You know, he didn't write. He had, I think he had help writing it. Him and that chick Nia DaCosta like wrote it together. But yeah, bro, like if he was producing that, like he should have done something better on that fucking third. You know, where it switched. You've all seen Candyman, where it just switches and does the Halloween 2018 where the fucking the guy that's like telling the reporter all the stories and that he's like fucking trying to, you know, continue the Candyman lore. I don't fucking know. You know, it was just a total like out of nowhere fucking left field fucking.
I need to watch it again. I did enjoy it at the movie theater, but there was
Me too.
I really like. I remember walking away and having issues with it, but at this point, I can't remember really specifically what it was.
It feels like a whole fucking scene plot point is cut out because you got that guy who's just telling you know, like the fucking main character, the Black Manta guy, like everything about Candyman. And then out of nowhere, he's just like sawing his hand off and saying like he planned all this and shit. It was just the total Dr. Sartain thing, like just out of nowhere, and it made no sense. And then they kill him right away. So like none of it made sense at all. I feel like they just they didn't know what the fuck to do with it,
right?
Or they cut something totally huge out of it because it's just out of nowhere. And that's other than that. I actually would have really liked Candyman. It's just that third act, man, just is so fucking like stupid, and it just feels like literally they're missing a reel out of the movie. That says something where I feel like there's got to be something missing. I actually want to pick up the Blu-ray to see if check out bonus features or, you know, deleted scenes to see if there's something, bro, because it's like there's got to be a 10-minute like thing just to explain this. It makes no sense like where that shit comes from.
After seeing the Snyder Cut and how Cyborg's role was reversed in the theatrical to the Snyder Cut movie, it's you know, I see how editing can really leave
straight up, bro. Editing ain't no
Probably
fucking joke, bro. It's just that just kills me every time, man. Because I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. It just you know, especially with changing the lore that there's like multiple Candyman through each decade or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that too.
I didn't even mind that as much. It was just that fucking left field. The fucking laundromat guy was setting Anthony up so that he could be the next Candyman. Like,
okay, yeah.
You know, do you remember what I'm talking? Like, you just come out of nowhere, and the wife is seeing like the laundromat guy, and he's like literally like just telling her like why he's doing it or whatever, and you're just like, wait, like back up, like why is he doing this? Like, Pierre, why is he like committing murder for fucking Candyman? You know what I'm saying? Like to bring it is just stupid, man.
Right. That lead actor, I really like him. He's super duper solid. Like everything that I've seen him in, he's great for sure.
Did you see Watchmen, the show?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Great in that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, dude, fucking. So these guys from Ready or Not, though, obviously the guys who went on to direct the new Scream 5, but they hadn't done too much before this. I know they'd done. What is it? They've done like 4 or 5 movies. They did a movie called Southbound, which I have yet to see. I really want to see that movie Southbound too in 2015.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. It's like all these different interconnected stories.
Really? Oh yeah, I think it did say that. They also did a segment in the original VHS movie too.
Which one?
The first. It says Matt segment. So I'm not sure exactly. It's been a while since I've seen the first VHS. I saw the last. I've seen them all, but it's been a while since I've seen to remember like what that segment was.
There's like either it was either on the first VHS or the second one. There was this segment where like these three best friends were going out drinking. They're like, recording hand cam style, and they like see some weird chick at the bar, but they're just so drunk and she's attractive, so they take her home, and they're about to like get down, and she like turns into this creature, and just it was dope. Like decapitates his friends. He like runs out.
I do kind of remember that now.
Yeah,
I never saw it.
It was an interesting one.
Yeah, VHS is fun, no doubt.
Anthology series.
But watching this though, I could definitely see how they got the job for Scream 5. Like it makes all the sense in the world. Just a bunch of, but like we were talking about it backstage. We're all in agreement. Like we all liked Scream 5. Like it was all solid.
Yeah.
This is better. I think this is like significantly better, more fun. Like if Scream 5 was as much fun as this, or like had more of this tone, I think it would have went over a little better. Even though it went over really well, it did super well.
I feel like the pressure comes to that though, because it's like there's so much on their shoulders, and Ready or Not, it's like free reign.
That was their like, there's probably like even producers or the heads of studios, they were like, we want to see certain things in the Scream movie. Like it's not exactly, this was probably a story that like their story, that they didn't have too much studio interference.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure like even like Nev Campbell, like the actresses that play the legacy characters, they've got some input on how those characters are treated. There's a lot of different hands pushing them around a little bit, but not that it was bad. It was fucking solid.
Hell yeah, dude. But just the way, and I mean, this film is shot so much differently, so different than like Scream 5. Like just like the dark palette to this movie, like it's got the darkness to it, where like when they're in this big ass beautiful mansion, it just has like, I don't know, man, it just has
you're right,
beautiful like dark feel, but with like a little light reds and
lighting,
you know what I mean? Like it's hard to explain, but it's got that like almost like that beautiful dark wood, like I'm trying to think, like a rosewood or something, man.
Yeah,
but like the whole house is just lit up like that. And then I think that it's supposed to, when you see her in the white dress, it's just, she stands out too. You know what I mean? She's just fucking gorgeous, But, so was this any of your, I know Verno, this was your first time watching this for the review?
Totally. Yeah.
What were your just some quick overall, thoughts on this, on your first time watching?
I think it's like, I don't want to say the word masterpiece, but it's a fucking brilliant movie, man. It's super duper solid. Like the pacing is fire. Like once it starts, it doesn't let up. It's got a nice, like kind of a mystery. Something weird is going to happen, but it's a nice setup where like they build the tension to before the reveal of what actually is going to happen.
Right.
And I like that we learn what's going to happen before she does. So that's fun too. You know what I mean? And then we're going to get into these characters, I'm sure, but all these characters are great. Like it's funny as hell. Like it's super duper funny, man. And it's layered, dude. Like this movie, I know we'll get into this too, but this movie's saying a lot, and it's saying a lot of things that like another movie might say that I might find like annoying. You know what I mean? We've talked about it before, beating you over the head with stuff or shoving stuff down your throat. Like this does it, like it's clearly talking about like political or societal issues, but never, not like preachy at all. It's just like it's not taken too seriously. It's funny as hell. So I love it. And Dylan, you mentioned you watched it 3 times this week. We watched it twice, and I could easily watch it again when we're done talking about it. Like it's a super rewatchable movie, man.
I sat down this morning and watched it, bro, and it was just like I was just so invested in it still. The other 2 times I like threw it on before bed, and I'd seen the movie. I'd seen the movie probably a good 5 times before this reviewing it this week, And so when I threw it on before bed, and I watched probably half of it, and then I watched full of it, all of it a second time. I probably missed like I think I missed the very ending which I know exactly how it happens. But then this morning I sat down and watched it all unfold. Then, you know, sometimes too you do that and you're just like, oh, like kind of want to forward it. This was good, you know, just watch it straight up through it. You know, I like it just doesn't get old to me, man. It's just shot so beautifully. And I picked up on so much more, like a lot of just the angles and just like some of the, you know, like when she's like walking into the room and you just get pans all around her and then people come into the frame and then like it just it like mark it just it is just so well shot.
Like from like the shots to the dialogue to the characters' relationships, everything was like really well thought out and planned out before they executed it.
Dude, straight up, man. Like for, you know, someone to just be like, it's just, you know, some random horror movie with the hot broad, you know, in it. Like
right.
they put a lot of time and effort in this, man. And like just like the set designs alone are absolutely magnificent. The music, I love. We were laughing in the back. Like the hide and seek song is just absolutely hysterical, man. I love that shit, man. It is just so like hokey, but just creepy too. Almost like the Jeepers Creepers song, but I'd say even better, man, because the Jeepers Creepers song can be even a little weird, you know. But Steph, dude, so this wasn't your first time watching it, but I'm sure you probably maybe second or third time watching.
My third time. I saw it in theaters when it came out. And I believe it was on HBO Max last year.
I think it was, yeah. I believe so.
Because I remember I streamed it somewhere. Because I went to go back on HBO last night, it wasn't there. I was like, God damn it! I found it, but so yeah, this was my third time. Like you guys were saying, like I figured I might just kind of like go over certain scenes to like bullet point it, but I ended up watching the whole thing just because the pacing, the dialogue, it's like like Verno said, once it gets started, it doesn't stop. So it's like it never gets boring. There's never a scene you don't mind seeing again.
Right.
Yeah, right. It's never really slow. Like I guess the beginning, it's a little slow, like the first 5 minutes, you know, and that's just kind of like setting. Not even because you get the killing. It's once they show you the first hide and seek game, and then they get into like the wedding and everything. That's probably the slowest you get for like 5 minutes of that, and then boom, it goes straight as soon as they're married, man. You even get the crazy grandma scaring the shit out of them, but like they couldn't even get a bang in before all this. Like, let them get banging, you know what I'm saying? Like, poor guy.
She's just standing there in the shadows, coming out of a side corridor. Like, why not just come to the main door? Why are you walking through secret corridors?
She's great. She's got those crazy eyebrows.
That guy, man. That guy she is fucking scary, man. She looks like a straight up witch, bro.
She was like Cruella de Vil.
That guy, man, he has some he's the like a little bit of the iffiest for me. I mean, you get no movie without it, but like at first it's like he's like, I didn't want to tell you because you leave me, and you know, but like he knows what he's doing is bad. He should have been telling her the truth. It's just like that guy, he is all over the fucking place. I'd really try not to let it ruin it for me, but he would be like the only little gripe I guess I have.
I think it's kind of like just like he was raised, like he makes a good point. Like he was brought up in that house, so he didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? Right. The rules, the game was in motion before, like he had any say in it. And then, what would he have done if he tells her that his family is going to disown him? I guess that is what it is. That he makes a shady choice because he could have just let his family disown him and just lost the money. But would they have killed him? You know what I mean? Is that how it works? Can you leave that family?
That's like the mob. Basically he's just saying like I don't even know if they would kill him, that he would just blow up maybe.
Right.
They said that people like before that, you know, they just house fires and stuff. So it's like they seem to, you know it's to some of them it seems like almost like a folklore, like a lore, like like I didn't know the people, but you know my grandma told me that these people died in a fire right after they didn't finish the game or whatever, decided not to play, you know, so it's either you play or you die. Because even then, you still have people that like don't believe it, like that they're like, fine, I'll kill them, but it's like kind of they didn't believe it, and that's why at the end they're like, yeah, I fucking knew it, you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, about that, and then you know we all know. It's
just like any religion, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of people in church that don't really believe, but just in case, I don't want to go to hell. So I'll go ahead and say this stupid
better be safe than sorry.
Right. Right.
Didn't they?
But
So what I'm thinking, like, did they have to get married by a certain age? The movie never went into that, but now that you guys bring that up, it's like, could
because
he
he
have
was
just?
saying they
They
could
just
have, like, she's like, well, we could have eloped, and he's like, no, you can't. It's like, well, how about just not get married then? You know, like
Right.
he
yeah.
didn't. They never had to get
He's
married.
what he says to her is that if I didn't ask you to marry me, you
You
would
would
have
have
left
left.
because of her background. They leave that kind
Right.
of vague, but she had a
Yeah,
background where she didn't have a family, so
yeah.
having a family is super important to her. That they kind of tied that up and made it all
Oh, good point.
as
I
hold as
overlooked
much
that.
water as they could. You know what I mean?
No,
The way I
yeah.
Yeah.
looked at it.
Yeah, they didn't do like flashbacks with her or anything, which I don't know. I don't really even mind that. I would
Mm-mm.
have like maybe made a tad bit more about her. I do like that she is a little mysterious, and I like
Yeah.
because when you think like you're like, well, why? How is she able to like whoop on these guys? Well, if she grew up in a foster home, she would have probably been a little bit gotten down and dirty and
Right.
had to get into maybe some fights to protect
Pick up
herself.
for
But
herself.
she would be a little bit more stronger and a little more badass than maybe other people. I could buy that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's withered through a whole lot more than these rich people have gone through in one day. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
struggle that she like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine growing up as a foster kid. You know what I mean? There's got to
Right.
be some struggle to that, man.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
just
Absolutely.
like just everyday life without parents, let alone like fucking asshole kids that you're probably growing up with. That you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you know how it could be, bro. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine, but I love it, bro. Like what they do with her, man. She's just like, dude, as soon as she throws on the yellow chucks, man, I'm like fully revved up, bro. I'm like, she's so awesome, bro. She's awesome.
I do. I love that so much. So, like we talked about like her having the Evil Dead vibe. I love like a where you could take someone like you could make a Funko Pop of her. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just got all these. It's like
Very
Michael
iconic.
Jackson, all these little gimmicks, the glove, the hat. You know what I mean? Just
I'm
she's
surprised they never
iconic,
did.
dude.
She
How about that?
definitely is. I wish that they would bring her like for the new Evil Dead series because she's absolutely perfect, man.
Yeah.
She is so
Mm,
perfect. And I feel like that's almost like what
that
they
would
were
be
going for too with her is like that she is like a little badass, like Evil Dead girl, you know?
totally
Just with the shotgun shells across her chest and just she's using a shotgun too the whole time. It's not like she ever uses anything else. I mean, she does whip their ass with, her hands and stuff, but I think that like the weapon of choice, if she could have, she would have said, shop smart, shop as
Right.
smart. You know what I'm saying?
she does. She
Going
doesn't
back
get her
to
hand chopped off, but she does get it blown up a
Dude.
Oh
little bit, right?
yeah. Yeah.
And then when she
Go
gets
to
like
pieces.
it's climbing, then she falls down that shit where they're putting all the bodies in. She climbs up, the ladder breaks, and she puts her
Right.
hand, and the nail goes right through the hole. That one gets me every time too, bro.
Dude, she sounds like a goat, dude. How about that? She like her scream is
Yeah.
insane, dude. She's like got the best horror scream of all time. It's totally
I,
unique. Like nobody
when
sounds
they
like that.
speaking on that, when they were about to at the end when they got her to the table and like she like moves and they get her in the shoulder and she like gets off the table and that, like you said, that scream
Yeah.
right there that stuck in my mind. I was like,
Right.
Jesus. I was like, that's a great,
So
that's
wild.
intense. Yeah.
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 She
That's
does it a
great.
few times throughout the movie,
Yeah.
but the scene you're talking about at the end, that's like the best one where she goes all
Yeah.
out on it.
She's like, you
Hysterical.
fucking animals or something
Right.
like she
She
does
does it
that.
also when that guy blows past her. You fucking dick licking motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Rich people.
That's
Fucking
another
rich
thing. She's
people.
like fucking rich people,
Mhm.
Speaking
Fucking
on
crazy.
the fiance, about how he was so wishy-washy and irritating. It's like, so, what made him change his mind towards the end was when he thought she had killed a certain person. And it's like, so did that only apply to that one person? Like, she was defending herself from everybody in the house. So had she killed someone else, was he going to react the same way? Was it just that
Who
one person that because he was close with that person?
who did she kill? I don't remember. Who we
She
talking
didn't kill. They thought she killed his brother.
about? Oh, okay.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
the wife shot him.
that's one thing too because he walks in on her killing his mom, and then
Right,
he
right.
already just found his brother dead a minute before then, but he doesn't know that his brother saved her and like
Right.
like broke her and like poisoned everyone. That's one thing I was like, damn, like you know what I'm saying. But I guess that's a part of like the shift change for him to finally turn is like, you've killed my brother and now you just killed my mother. I get that's the only way to change, you know, get him to turn.
Right.
And honestly, even that, I don't think it does it. It's like he does the shift change once he's like, you're not going to be with me, right? Like basically where he thinks like she's like won herself out of this, but he's like, at this point, even if she lives and I live, is never going to want to be with me. And then that's where he's like, fuck it, I'm going to kill her. You know what I'm saying? That's where, if you notice, that's where the lights, like, he's like, because it almost looks like he's going to try to like bring her in. And then once like he figures out she's done with him, like she is not, like she's like, I want a fucking divorce, you know, which she does say at the end.
I love that. But that's great.
I'm not like them. No, babe.
That shit is so funny too, man. What was the one part I was thinking of? Dude, how about though when she first finds out about like what's going down, when they're hiding behind the bed and that one girl just walks out and just gets her fucking head blown off, and she's like, I got the coked out daughter who literally kills everybody with any weapon.
Right.
Right. Fucking the father's like, she was my favorite, and then the Fitch guy, when he finds out that she got killed, he was like, she was my favorite, you know.
I wonder what she was up to, you know what I mean?
Right. Help, you know what I mean?
Dude, I think because that was one of my favorite bits about it, because like the whole time I'm thinking, how is she gonna find out? You know what I mean? We know what's going on, and that's such a smart way to do it, because we get to, if not for that, like we're gonna go a long time without getting a kill. You know what I mean? It was a smart way to give us a kill, give us some action, but not really kill off any of the main characters. And it also plays into just like the idea of the help taking all the punishment at first. You know what I mean? They're the ones going down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like 3 of the servants die first before any of the family members get it.
Yep.
And then the butler dude.
The people that have nothing to do with any of it.
I wonder how much they were getting paid to turn a blind eye, though.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Well, I don't think they knew about it. You know what I mean? Because that didn't happen. They said that almost never happens. And only family was allowed in the room where they're hailing Satan and all that shit. You know what I mean? So they probably didn't know what was going on. They were just in there being strippers for the family.
The only one who I would have thought had any idea what was going on, and the butler. I feel like he might have sold his soul.
Yeah. He's down with the devil for sure.
You know what I mean? But the rest of them didn't. Like, but it's funny because
what about when the gunshots went off, when they're like carrying the first dead lady, and it's the dad and the brother, and you know the girl creeps out the room, and they're like, oh, found her. And like she starts to run, and the sister starts shooting at her and misses.
Maybe they do.
You know that was before. Once they heard the gunshots and stuff.
That's a good point, because you're right. It's not like the family's trying to hide it from them during this event or anything. You are right. They probably do know. They know to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
Remember, there's also that second chick who's like hanging in the fucking
elevator.
The little dot, the thing where they probably put food up or something. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Because she probably heard the gunshots and shit. And then she like says, oh, well, you get out there looking for me. And then she starts to scream like, oh, she's here, you know.
Fucking
probably thinking like, oh, I'll get some money if they're looking for this bitch, you know.
The second chick was about to rat too. She's like, I found her.
Yeah.
Right through the mouth, dog.
Fucking crazy.
I love that.
I love too when they like hand the crossbow to the girl who shotgunned the one, and she go just like
right.
Why does this keep happening?
Yeah. Why does it happen to me? That's such a great line.
What about after she kills the chick with the shotgun, and then everyone's gone, and she looks in the mirror? She's like, "You got this, girl. You got this." And she goes, and she's like, you know, like fucking every time I see that, I laugh.
I love the intro scene when she meets the sister at the beginning, and she's like giving her a hug, and she's just like,
yeah,
and
we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man. And I swear, like, it gets funnier as it goes. Like, it doesn't start out as a comedy, but like as the game gets going, the family gets more and more ridiculous and absurd. They start out like really serious.
Yeah, and then the more that she starts whooping their ass, they're like, "Oh my god, like we will die if she is not dead by dawn." You know what I mean?
Right.
That's another thing. Dead by dawn. Dead by dawn. Dead by
Yeah.
dawn. I didn't even think of that till just now, but they do say that all the time that she has to be dead
That's
before
funny.
dawn.
It's
So
hilarious.
that's an Evil
I
Dead
didn't think of it
reference
either.
right there, dude. It has to be.
I like
wish
how the
somebody
dad
would've said that.
unraveled. Like at the beginning, he was all very pompous and calm, and but as the movie goes on, he's the one who keeps losing his shit and becomes more extreme
Straight
as the
up,
night
bro.
goes
For
on.
sure. His
Straight up.
speech is phenomenal, dude. Like when he's first giving his speech, he's got his fancy little coat with whatever the hell you call those things on it. I love that speech, the way he lays that whole thing out, and then just the story that he tells. Like it's a good way to give us.
Yeah,
I picked up on more of like the lore of it, and just like the reason why the family like plays this game and the importance of games. Like more so, I mean, it's right there. Like I could have picked up out of the first time, but the second time watching it, it made a lot more sense to me. Like their whole like history with the family and games and card games and all that. It's a
like
deep,
their
it's a
empire,
layered
right?
movie,
Like,
right?
they're like the empire to Mattel games, or not exactly per se, but something like that in the movie. They gotta.
Yeah, it makes it make more sense that it's like,
Yeah.
why do they play these games? It's like, well, they're a gaming family,
I do
and it
like
makes
that.
it like you could sell it easier to like someone coming in. You're like, what are we supposed to do? It's like, oh, we play games. Like, oh, okay, I
We
guess
play
that
like
makes
board
sense.
games and stuff, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's like why does the hide and seek? Why is like I mean I guess like how are you gonna kill someone in chess? But it's like why does hide and seek got to be like where you kill someone?
Right.
That
Yeah.
I guess that's the one bad game. But it's like well, what makes it that one? I don't know. That's the only thing I think because like the one guy says chess, checkers, like old maid or something. Those are the only she might say checkers. The one girl says I got chess. The one guy's like I got old maid. He's like, what the fuck is old maid? And there might because they only talk about like 2 or 3 of the games. So I would have liked to know like all the games that there is, you know.
So what that confuses me that right there is like were they did the brother's wife, the sister's husband, did they win though? They said games they
I'm
played
guessing
and
so,
then,
yeah.
what if they lost? Would they?
I don't even know if it's about winning though. I think
Right.
it's just about playing at that point. But I guess it doesn't matter because you're not going to get fucking murdered at least.
Right.
You know?
Right. I think if you pick the other games, nothing matters. Like they said, like you pick the only bad card.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
think
Like if
that's
you
a
play
big part.
checkers and lose,
The husband's like, what's the chances? You know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't happened, but it hadn't happened in like 30 years. But they still figure like nobody pulls that card, and he's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's one thing. He's like, are you prepared to do what you have to if she pulls that card? You know what I'm saying? Because that's in the back of their head where he's like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But in the back of your head, you're like, but what if she pulls that card?
right?
And of course, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like the same. I don't know why I'm going here with it, but it's like being young and single and hooking up with some chick. It's not gonna happen. I'll be fine. And then it happens. You know what I mean? Either you got a kid or you got a disease or something. You know what I mean? Like we're all doing that all the time. Well, I'll just smoke this, drink this, whatever, and then it's not gonna happen to me.
Right. Yeah. It's
that's how you always think. I'll smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. Like I ain't gonna get cancer. That won't happen to me. But so obviously we could say our favorite character is Samara Weaving.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good ones, but she's got you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, she is the best, but there's plenty of other good ones.
Runner up, I'd have to go with the brother that helped her. You know, he was just a dry wit.
Adam Brody, right?
Yeah, Adam Brody, yes.
I love him, man.
Yeah.
I always love him.
Yeah. He was in this dope movie I just saw recently called The Kid Detective.
I just saw when I was looking at his name on Amazon, they like show some of the movies they do. I saw that. I was like, I might check that out.
Yeah, it's
Was
worth
it
checking
good?
out. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. He's got this unique dry humor, you know, that's very sarcastic but witty at the same time.
His voice too is just so distinguished to me.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
He reminds me. Oh, sorry, go on.
He was like, sorry. He
No,
was like the one that almost like it seemed like he didn't give a shit at the beginning. And I'm thinking of like when the shit first popped off, the dad was like, he said, he looked at the girl, he's like, good luck. And it seemed genuine, like but he was it ended up the brother who seemed like he didn't give a shit was the one who was helping her the most towards the end. I like that contrast.
I would definitely say he's probably the second best character for me too, just because he's got the arc, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see the whole story can be told through him because you can see what the family and getting raised in that kind of environment like
Right.
did to this dude.
Yeah.
And like his guilt from that first scene, he's in here, which is the same thing he says later. He's trying to drink that guilt away his whole life. And like he even tells her, like, I'm fucking weak, man. And then finally he does at the end. He tries to save her and he gets killed for it. But he's an interesting dude. I was thinking, how much does he remind you of Jack Quaid? Isn't it kind of like funny?
Yeah.
You could see Adam Brody being cast in that role in Scream 5.
Definitely.
Like it's like this good looking boy next door, kind of like relatable kind of guy, but still better looking than the regular dude. But they're super duper similar characters.
Yeah.
Adam Brody can pull that little dark side out too, because I've seen him like in what's that fucking movie? Jennifer's Body. He plays like a fucking satanic rock star, and he's the one that kills Megan Fox like as a sacrifice. And so he was like fucking crazy in that. So he's able to pull it off too. I would have liked to see that, man.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what the hell I knew him from, and I'm looking through everything. I'm like,
the OC.
I guess it's the OC. Sad to admit, but I guess that's what I know him from.
Yeah,
that's been a long time, but I did watch that show when it came out.
I'm more Jennifer's Body is what I know him from, and like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh yeah, he was the
dude. It fucking says that he's a party guest in Scream 5.
What?
It says that he's a party guest. He might. I'm sure just because it says uncredited but / voice. Because they also say that there's Matthew Lillard gets like a voice cameo in it. Drew Barrymore gets a cameo in the new Scream 5 as like a principal's voice for Drew Barrymore. So those directors did like use a lot of cameos that they started announcing after. So because I was thinking, I was like, was Adam Brody in Scream 4? Like, so just like the vibe of that cast made me think. I'm like, but
it seems like he would fit right in.
He does, yeah,
totally.
But he would be cool for a future Scream because now they've like killed. That's one thing about Scream fucking 6. It's like you guys killed off Sheriff Judy. You know, you killed off Dewey. I would have liked to see continue. Like I would kill Courtney, keep Neville.
Yes.
Like Dewey would have been great for the sequels, man, because I felt like that version of Dewey was the perfect Dewey. Like he'd never been as cool, man. So it's like we just got a fucking amazing version of Dewey, and then they kill him. So that's always like what could have been is gonna kill me, unless man David Arquette was just like, I'm ready to be done with it. I don't think he would though, because he's not like into that much stuff to be like turn it down unless he just doesn't want to do it anymore. Because that bums me out, man. I really loved how like I just loved like the fucking Western vibe he brought, like just old down rugged renegade cowboy ex-sheriff,
It was the manliest Dewey performance that we've ever got.
It was
for sure.
Yes,
dude. That scene in the hospital where like he's like, I gotta go back and shoot him. He's like whatever line he says about shooting them in the head, and they're like, who cares? He's like, I do. And then as soon as that fucking door closes, man, that music just drops, bro. Like. And, he's walking down the hall, opens up the fucking revolver, lets all the bullets drop. And then you just see them just lingering on his fucking feet while he's walking. And dude, I just love that.
He's dead.
I know.
As soon as he says that line, I turned to my fiance. I was like, fuck. That's a wrap.
By the killer by himself, it's a wrap.
I had suspicions too, because in the trailer they showed like Gail kind of like, like like crying and like, like rushing as if she'd lost a loved one. So, and I had a feeling it wasn't going to be Nev. So, fuck, man, I still killed me. I was
even hoping that like they were just going to cut away and maybe at the end of the movie we would have found out Dewey was in the hospital, but they went out of their way to confirm that Dewey was dead. I was just like,
right.
Hell yeah. But yeah, Adam Brody probably would be my favorite as well. I'm trying to think that because I don't want to just talk about someone else.
Right. Oh God, there's like 10 more we could talk about. I was going to ask you, like, who else would you go with, Dylan?
To say that they would be my favorite, no, but they still did great. Man, it's tough. It's between like the dad or fucking maybe the coked out chick. You know,
I liked her
they all got like a little bit. Even like Adam Brody's wife, who like keeps talking about like, you know what I came from, and because he's like, you were fucking like,
you're cold blooded,
ready to sign your soul
Yeah.
away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you didn't even flinch when I told you, because I guess he obviously told her, but beforehand,
she's like, "Oh, where do I sign?"
Yeah, like, and there's just a lot of great back and forth dialogue between like just like the struggle that's, you know, especially with Adam Brody just like drinking himself to death. You know, he just probably mutters comments at all these people all day long, like, you just fucking losers, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I thought the one dude, it's so complicated, all the relationships, but the fat guy, I'll just call him that. He was hysterical.
It's hilarious.
Doesn't he remind you of the
Fitch,
fat
don't be a
guy
bitch.
from Beetlejuice? The guy that does the seance? He totally gave me those vibes.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Straight up.
Right. I love when he's texting. He's like, "What up, dog? Just chilling,
Yeah.
family shit."
Yo, he's in the bathroom looking up a tutorial on how to use a crossbow and shit. Like,
so funny.
I love like towards the end too, when he's like, "Come on, Fitch, don't be a bitch, man. Don't be a bitch, Fitch. Don't be a bitch, Fitch."
Hyping himself up.
He's great. He's got a good look. It's interesting to think about too, just like everybody joining the family, like how he would react and how everyone reacted. Like, evidently he must have been down with the devil too. He was in there sacrificing goats and shit. Like, everybody, and most people would. If you're like, all right, you got to join this family, you're gonna get everything you want, but you got to kill a goat, you got to cut their head off, you got to say "Hail Satan."
Have to sacrifice the goats.
I don't know, but there was a bunch of them in that pit. You know what I mean? Where she fell down.
Oh, that was goats. I thought that was like human bodies too.
There was you saw the uncle with the arrows through his chest or stomach. Like, that's where they dumped him
from 30 years ago.
I'm assuming they were goats because they had mentioned sacrificing goats.
They do for sure.
Right. Okay. So evidently they killed a bunch of them. That was my
yeah. And dude, they got that fucking farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm just wondering why, like, you know, they had to. I know we can't answer this, but just why hide and seek had to entail with her death? You know, if they had goats and this and that, and
you had to randomly. I mean, the way I took it, it took me the second time when I realized it. It's not like that box had like a bunch of cards in it, and she randomly picked one out. They put a blank card in there, and the devil, or whatever his name is, Baal. Yeah, he picked the game, so he chose her to sacrifice or to test. I guess, you know what I mean.
And she sees him at the end too, because that's a big deal. But I guess maybe Alex would have been another one of my favorites, because he's a little bit more complex as well, because the grandmother basically seems to think that he's the one to run the family, and that he saw Mr. LaBelle when he was 5 years old, and that he's just been like scared to face up to what he's destined to be. Like, so they do this like whole like, it's his destiny to lead the family and all this shit, you know, because obviously Adam Brody's not going to be the one to do it, so it's like he's the one in line. So, but
that was good. Like, just that scene where they set that up, where she's outside, like where she can hear them talking about it. It gave her all the reason to be like, oh shit, they're saying he was the good one and he was never wanting to do it. It was there were so many little intricate things like that where they made everything make sense and be interesting and shit.
Like you could tell that it's like Dylan was saying, like, it wasn't up until a final point that he decided, once he realized she wasn't going to be with him, that he made that decision to kind of like dive full in with the family and shit like that. But it's like you could tell that he was going through turmoil about doing this, and he like cared about her, but at the same time he wasn't sure how this would play out if he didn't oblige the family commitments. But at the end of the day, I just keep thinking, like, why did you not mention anything, bro? Like, I mean, so how much did you really love her? Because if you would have told her the truth and she left, you would, you're gonna find someone else that you love and go through the same thing, and you're gonna either put them at risk by killing them, or you're gonna have to find another spouse after that anyway. So
I mean, you're spot on, because at the end of the day, he clearly didn't love her that much, because he did give her up. You know what I mean? And basically, it would have been him sacrificing his entire family for her. But still, that's kind of, you know what I mean? As the husband, that's the role that you're supposed to do.
That's your family. Yeah, that's your family now. Yeah.
Right.
That kind of, I mean, it was just a lot. I like, you know, sometimes I like concrete answers. I don't like to guess too much, but that had me thinking, like, were you just not sure? Did you thought you loved her, but you didn't love her? Or like, because it's like, had he gone through with that and killed her and everything went, you know, everything was good, family lived on, he was going to have to go through the same thing all over again. And possibly by chance, if they came up that his next spouse drew that card again, go through the same thing.
He'd have been right back to it. It's like, what are the odds? What are the odds? It's not going to happen twice. Dude, how about I'm watching this movie, as we all did, and I'm trying to figure out, like, dude, how do I know this mom? You know who it is, I'm sure. Andy McDowell. I look up and it's like, oh my god, dude, she's from Groundhog's Day. She's from a ton of shit back in the day.
Was she in that movie with the John Travolta where he was like got powers and
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I'm on her stuff right now. She's in Groundhog's Day, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Hudson Hawk. I forgot about that one.
That's Bruce Willis, isn't it?
Yep. Okay. I'm trying to look. Oh, Michael with John Travolta. Yeah, dude. She was a huge star back in the day.
Yes.
I mean, for me, Groundhog's Day was on TV like every 30 seconds back in the day. Like, you know her so well. It's like, oh my god. I always feel old when I see these people that were like my age now when they were famous, and now they're old. It's like
older, yeah, bro.
Makes me like try to add up the years, see how long I got.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. I'm gonna look now. We'll see where Aunt Helene, see what she's done, dude.
She still looks pretty good though. The girl from Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. Well. Yeah. You guys ever seen that movie Johnny Number 5 or Short Circuit?
Oh yeah, Johnny 5 alive.
You know the Indian Pakistani? Well, he's not in real life, but you know that's the dad in Get Out.
No.
Yes.
Where?
Get out of here, because I was trying to. Dude, it's funny because I was trying to figure out last night what I know him from. Like literally last night, I was looking up his shit.
He was in Mario Brothers, the one with the cornrows, where it worked for. He was like one of the side hand man. He had like the soul patch.
What's he do? Does he do like brown face?
He did brown face. Yeah.
No, dude, get out of here.
Because I thought he was legit. When I found that out, I was like, no way. Like this whole time, I thought it was some guy from Pakistan, and no.
Well, he's got such a distinct personality and like that. You know what I mean? Just like that all. That's why he got casted. He's got that look, that all American good guy.
What'd you guys think about the like the cinematography and the music?
I loved it, bro. Everything in this movie was I'll go with cinematography right now, but like you were pointing it out, bro. Like there's like even subtle things like when she's walking down the hall and how the house is lit and the camera's panning around the corner. It gives you that very slowly
like a whole 360 too, man. Yes. Like a whole 360, and then like people are coming in, and then it's like just zooming into that, like you kind of brings you right into the conversation. It's like you almost feel there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I loved how when they fight. A good example of like the camera shots is or the editing, whatnot, is when they're first find out about the killing, whatever, that lady gets shot and she's like hiding behind the bed and she's covering her mouth. Like, you know, the camera will pan to show you like the whole scenario, but then it'll occasionally like get up close in the chick's face just to feel how claustrophobic and nervous, you know, it really emphasizes.
Yeah. And the way she pulls it off too, because like when she's like breathing, looking like just terrified, out of breath, like I'm like, damn, she is good, man. That's why I feel like people like hate on horror, but imagine being an actor
and having to emulate,
and like having to like do that, like relive like getting chased to death or being almost fucking brutally murdered, and just like pulling off those facial expressions, those breathing emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like just being in that like
that mindset.
I think about it all the time.
It's an up and down roller coaster for these people, and an emotional roller coaster. So it's like I feel like if you do a horror movie and you pull it off and do it like good with your screaming, your crying, you just the whole 9 yards. You are a fucking terrific
Great.
actor.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because it's like that you're flexing all the muscles. I feel like.
Facts.
I can't remember who. It was just some actress had mentioned like she did a horror movie. She's like, I'll never do one again.
Yeah.
She's like, it's so intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just wears you out. You have to we see it for just like a minute, her freaking out. She probably spent all day screaming like you know what I mean, doing that. Yeah. No, it would be traumatic. You know what I mean? Because you're putting yourself there. You're getting yourself all worked up into that state of mind. It's gotta be tiring.
It takes its toll. Yeah, that's why I give major props to the Evan Peters who was on American Horror Story, and why he took a break, because he was in that shit for quite a while. Like he was like the lead star, and like a lot of those shows dealt with super dark scenarios and dark characters, and like you said, you're putting yourself in that mindset, and if you're a good actor, you're gonna emulate those proper emotions. That's because those actors are really pulling on shit like that. Like they feel that themselves. So. Like you said, to constantly be through that shit is intense. It takes its toll.
Hell yeah. Hells yes.
What did you think about the
cinematography?
Yeah.
Be perfectly honest with you, dude. Like sometimes it's like music where unless you're focusing on it or looking for it, like I didn't really, you know what I mean? I didn't pick up at anything. I was just kind of like in it.
It was that's you know what I mean? It's doing its job. Yeah.
Right. Because I couldn't pull out any like, oh, at this moment. And don't get me wrong, like I do sometimes when I watch the shit out of a movie. But like I didn't really I never thought about it at all. And as far as like the music goes, I thought it was used great. I couldn't tell you a single song that's in it though, other than you know what I mean? It's time to play hide and seek song,
or even the cliche opera that the butlers listen to. You've heard that so many times before, but it's used so well in this movie to like amp up a scene. And
he's ridiculous too.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, that was crazy when he's chasing her down and she knocked him out and she's like taking his car. I'm like wondering, because he like called and canceled or like shut it down. I'm like, did he just play like, because she like choked him out and like was passed out? I'm like, did he just fiend passing out so he could let her do that?
Right. And how fucking fast is this guy? Somebody timed this guy in the 40 because she was, you know what I mean? He caught up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like there's a handful of scenes like that I think when we get into themes, like it really lays in to what they were trying to say. So I'll kind of hang on to that until we get into that. But I love that scene where you think she's going to get away. And just that guy on the phone, I'm sorry, ma'am, I just can't do it.
You know who that is too, man? His voice is fucking like, you cannot miss it. I'd have to pull him up. But he's in a bunch of comedic stuff, man. You ever see Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz?
Yes.
Do you know the guy? She's like, so the rich guy she's supposed to marry in the beginning, and he breaks it off with her, and that's where she goes down her whole spiral.
No, man, I saw it one time.
Here, I'll show. If I show you the picture, you'll know. Here it is, Nat Faxon.
Oh, yo, yeah.
Oh, okay, dude.
Yo.
I was trying to figure out because I see him. I'm looking at I've been looking at the cast this whole time, and I saw him. I'm like, when was this dude in it?
Yeah. Right. He's very
He's in a bunch of stuff.
He's Justin, the fucking the voice guy. Like I hear that, I was like, that's fucking. I know who. Like I don't know him by name, but I was like, I know him by face. I love the end of that where there's like a long pause and she's looking around. She's like, she says his name and he's like, yes, can I do anything else for you? She's like, fuck you. And he's like, oh, thanks for you using such and such.
Dude, that guy, I gotta give a quick plug to fucking Jackass Forever, dude, because that guy's face reminds me of one of the guys from Jackass.
Yeah, mine too.
We don't gotta get into it, but I'm telling you, everybody, if you can go to a theater, if you can get out there.
I saw you were saying.
I've never ever probably in my entire life had more fun at a movie theater. Like if you're fine with seeing some ball sacks and buttholes,
I like the Jackass movies.
God.
Yeah, we grew up on that stuff, you know.
I'm
That's
not the craziest when they're like shitting on stuff
They
though.
were
'Cause
they
that's
were
just
shitting
gross.
and coming and touching each other's balls and stuff. There was a lot of that. But okay, dude. Okay, I'll just say
I
this:
feel like
we
there's more
watched
of
it
that now because they're so
way
old
more.
too. They can't do the fucking crazy shit. So they're like,
You know what they did? And I thought it was a brilliant way to do it. And it's probably kind of why it was called Jackass Forever. Is they have the crew, the legacy characters, and then they brought in like 3 or 4 people that they like introduced, and they had them do like maybe like 50% of the stunts, but like every time it would be like 2 new guys and like Steve-O and Preston or whatever. Then it'd be 2
nice.
other guys in Knoxville. So it was like a nice little mixture all the time. And all the new people are great. And no matter what, half of what you want to see is just Knoxville and people on the sidelines laughing, and they're all there laughing. So it's like, dude, we could do Jackass forever. That was kind of the point of it. Is like, this shit
Nice.
ain't gonna end. It's gonna be 90-year-old Knoxville and Steve-O sitting there just laughing at
I
other
believe it.
people doing crazy shit. It was
I-
so fun, dude. So
I'm
fun.
glad to hear that, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we
Yeah,
came home and watched Jackass 1 the next night, and it was like, this is so tame compared to what they just did. Like they've
really?
taken it
Jackass
so
1 is the
far.
tamest. Go
Right.
like 2 and
Yeah.
3 were the fucking ones where they went nuts,
Right,
drinking like
right.
horse semen and shit. But yeah, I never honestly I don't watch the first one that much. If I ever go back like wanting to fucking laugh, I watch 2 and 3 always.
Right. You no,
One is just
definitely,
like
dude.
one is like I think one did they do the TV show first? I think they did the
Yeah.
TV
Yeah, the
show
TV show.
first, and then they did the movie. And the
They
movie
still
just
had
has so
shitty
much
cameras
dumb
and in the
shitty
first
cameras. They
movie.
did a lot of like goofy shit where they're like in China
Yep.
and they're like doing a lot of
Japan.
the like I remember the like the panda stuff, and then they got like just like the small dude being chased around by Preston.
Right.
So just,
I think I'm turning Japanese. And dude, and also it just kind of feels like a long version of the TV show. You got
I think
Bam
I was
beating
just gonna
up
say, I think the-
Phil and
Yeah.
I was actually gonna I was hoping that it would have came out on Paramount Plus, but I guess it's only theaters.
I hope
Oh,
it
wow.
would. Dude, they can't. I think Paramount Plus would be like, no, thank you. Like we
Yeah.
can't.
It would,
I,
dude.
I can't believe it was in a theater. Like
Straight
that's
up,
how
man.
fucking raunchy it is. You're like,
Whoever
I can't
would
believe
put it on, whoever would have picked it up on streaming, they would have done good because I don't care. Like even
Got
if
a
it is,
hardcore fan
it
base.
would have like most people. They're like, I'm not gonna go pay to see Jackass, but if it's on
Right.
like their
They'll watch
streaming
it.
service they already paid for, like HBO Max or something, it would have done good. I guarantee it.
Hell yeah. I'm so glad I saw it just because, like, you know what I mean? You're out in public and people laughing. Like, people were laughing. Like, I was belly laughing the whole damn time. It was so fucking fun.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I was gonna watch it, you know, on one of those ways, and it was a decent copy, but I was like, I just, you know, wasn't get. I'd rather see it in theater or just like on
Right.
TV, you know.
Right. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
But
But I digress.
this is, is there any more like overall thoughts you want to talk about with the movie before we get to the rating?
Do you want to do like the thematic stuff before that? And
What was that?
you want to do like the thematic stuff
Yeah,
and what
I
this...
figured I didn't know. Did you say about your cinema? You talked about the cinematography, right?
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of thoughts.
Yeah,
like I told
I-
Steph, I
I-
didn't.
I already kind of said what I was saying. That
Mm.
you know, I thought it was gorgeous. I love the music. I especially love the hide and seek song, and that I thought that was just absolutely creepy.
Right.
Yeah, go back and watch it. The soundtrack was hard to find, but if you find it, it's definitely worth the listen to. Because
I definitely will.
I do like.
Dude, I've been telling you, man. Like I've been doing a lot, especially after Robbie saying that he'll read comics to scores. So
Yeah.
I've been doing that recently because
Oh, dude.
I like to have. Partially, my thing is if I'm usually reading like dead silence, and if it's
Yeah.
silent at my
Right.
house, then every like squirrel that walks by, my dogs go nuts. So I
Yeah.
like to put some music on just to drown it out, so they're not freaking out. But
Yeah.
I've been enjoying the hell out of listening to scores.
It works
while I
better
read.
too because then you're not like listening to words. It's just, you know, like
Right,
instrumentals basically. But that's why I'm such a big John Carpenter fan because I literally like he has these albums called like The Lost Themes or something. I think they're called like 3 volumes, and him like he does work with him and his son, and like especially him scoring all his movies too. Just I mean doing the iconic fucking Halloween score. That's really what got me big into scores. It's from John Carpenter. You know, like
Right. Oh shit.
like Robbie's would probably be Goblin. Mine would be John Carpenter. You know, but
Goblin's wild. Dude, I
Goblin's so
actually do.
fucking
Goblin
good,
can
man.
get a little like distracting while I'm trying to read. I'm
Dude,
sitting there
oh
reading
my
something
god,
kind of chill.
you
And
get
it's
too
like,
into Goblin, bro. You get like, dude. When I'm like, I'll bump that Suspiria album all the time, bro.
hell
Like,
yeah,
it's
dude.
dumb
I'm
shit.
a big jam band fan. I don't know if you guys ever fucks with like jam bands, like stuff. Like I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan, but like modern bands kind of inspired by the style of the Dead, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Instrumentals, and Goblin fits in that vein, like a really jazzy, wild prog rock kind of a jam band thing.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think this movie's trying to say, Vern? I am, dude, especially because I want to hear what Miss Verno has to say, man. Like, 'cause I know she's gonna be a big part of this answer.
That's funny.
Dude, she got some good shit, bro. Like,
Well, it
I
was
love,
great
like,
because
she beats Robbie, like, when it comes to fanatics, and that's hard to do.
we sat and kind of like we're talking a lot about it, and obviously it's making a statement about like the rich,
Yeah.
right? And the thing that really jumps out to me is like there's all these different times where she has the gun from the dad. She tries to shoot, it doesn't work. The gun doesn't work for her. The best and most clear example is when she tries to take off in the car and it doesn't work, it gets shut down. And to me, it was like all those different times when that happened, it's shown how like we're all playing by the rich's rules. That's why we can't get ahead necessarily. At least that's what it's saying. You know what I mean? It's because we're living in this world with their rules and designed by them for them. So that's why we can't get by. And then plus, like we already mentioned earlier, with all the help dying first, like they're playing their games, but it's the people that don't have any money that are facing all the consequences for it. Pretty much, they're taking all the risk, and the poor people, us, we're the ones facing all the consequences. So that's why I say like those are, you would have someone else, some less talented creator trying to get that message across, and I'd be like, next. You know what I mean? Yeah, but the way they did it, it wasn't, you didn't even, if you weren't really looking for it, like if I wasn't doing these shows, I might have never even thought about that shit. Other than the surface level, she's like, fucking rich people.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that's why it was so good.
When Adam Brody just says that like the rich people are weird. And I would have just thought like, when you hear like those weird fucking stories about like them having societies and they're having like weird orgies and stuff, I would have thought just like weird shit like that. I'd be like, yeah, and they're fucking having these little hide and seek, kill each other games too,
Right.
So I would they don't batter you over that like what they do with that new Candyman, and so that's a big thing, man. That, you know what I'm saying? That is just something I don't care about with Jordan Peele, because it's always beating over the head about you know what I'm saying, the fucking agenda, bro. And it's like I just want a good movie, man. I get you gotta have your story and everything, but so many times it's literally it's right out there, and they're just over and over and over again beating you.
Right.
Like, I can pick up on these things, if you do it a little low key, like
exactly. No, for sure.
They spoon feed it to the audience, and it's like they take advantage and think like we're not smarter than that, and it's like actually most of us are pretty fucking smart, and that's why there's a good portion that might not pick up on it, but.
On just because we're on that, like I'll just say like the discussion we were having last night, as far as Get Out goes, and I think it's why it's received so well, and it's what makes it so good. Is it on the nose? Fuck yeah! Like obviously it's super on the nose, but like the bits that they're doing, where like he's so uncomfortable and the way everyone's treating him, and just like, oh, so a black man, what's it like? You know what I mean? Like it makes me feel so uncomfortable. And it's like, yeah, it's just showing us like, well, that's fucking what it must be like to be in that situation. Like it's super on the nose, and it's more on the nose in Candyman, or it's less entertaining in Candyman and Us. I'll just put it that way. But anyway,
Steph, what do you think the movie's trying to say, my brother?
How well do you actually know somebody, right?
Good one.
The couple thought they were in love. That obviously they were ready to get married. We didn't get too much backstory, so we don't know the extent of that. But the fact that they were about to get married, and we didn't get anything to kind of.
What after a year and a half, and probably a year and a half, I think they say knowing each other. That's not too long, man. Year and a half, and they're like probably 30, 28 to 30, I'd say.
Right.
They look, you know.
But we didn't get anything to contradict to show that they really weren't that in love. But how well do you know somebody? Like at the end of the day, even with the family, they grew up with each other. But at the end of the day, shit hit the fan. They're all stressing out. They couldn't even count on each other. Like
Right.
So I think that was one of the themes of
Hell yeah.
how
That's a
well
good one.
do you know somebody. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a good one, dude. Good one. Yeah.
Dude, I wanted to add, like, just the idea. I think we've touched on it a little bit, but whatever you grow up around is what you're gonna think is normal. Like we've got the kid that shoots her in the hand. He's like, well, that's what all you guys were doing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? It just even you could even put that with like your group of friends. Like I use it as an example. In my 20s, I had a raw fucking group of friends where it's like whatever flies, man. Just being a jackass. We would always be like, man, oh Verno, you were that guy last night, or oh Jay, you were that guy last night. And where you would be out, you'd just be being a jackass, and it was acceptable in that group of friends. And I love those fucking people. I loved my 20s. It was a lot of fun. Could have died like 40 times.
Right.
And then as I got older, I started hanging out with different people, and it was like clear, like, don't fucking act like a jackass. You're representing all of us, and we're not fucking jackass. You know what I mean? So it's whoever you're around is what is acceptable, and you're gonna just kind of fall into that. So yeah,
that's facts. Especially when he even says too, he's like, where you guys make me think that like slaughtering a goat and drinking its blood or some shit is normal. And he's like, and it's not, you know what I mean? And
right.
He's like, in the scary part is like, I thought it feels normal and okay to me. And he's like, and it's not okay though. You know what I mean? So it can be a little deep too, man. Straight up, dude.
To go tying back in the point of them, how well do you know somebody? Look at the whole family was thinking the married kid was going to be the one to take over the family, and like they had no reason to think he wasn't going to go through with playing the game. Shit, the game went through, and he's the one that was kind of like a cog in the plan to begin with. He didn't end up staying the cog, but he's the one that kind of held them back to begin with, and they're like, you're supposed to be the next in line, man. Like, what are you doing?
I could almost see like after all them blowing up, dude, like that. And she sees him, like she could have made a deal for herself, and that could have ended up being her mansion,
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, I was wondering that. Like, that's what my old lady was saying. I was like, shit, she gets all the money now. It's like, oh fuck, she probably does.
Yeah.
Like, and there might be a little bit of an investigation and be like, well, how did all these people die, and why did this house burn down?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no one was there. She didn't sign any paperwork when she flicked that ring and said, I want a divorce. Like, so she should have all the money.
Yeah, that they're married still. It's fucking crazy though. Like, how would you explain that? They're just all blown up too. Like, maybe the fire would destroy the evidence, but
oh yeah. So was she not a part of the family then? Officially?
Technically, she won, so she did her.
I mean, I agree with that, but it's like, I'm thinking like she didn't blow up, like,
that's true.
I'm thinking too deeply, but
maybe because I mean, maybe because she like was the one hiding and not the one being, seeked out. She wasn't doing the seeking, and technically, she
was a participant. All the family
like sell her soul over either, like the other ones I think they had to do like that sacrifice with the goat or whatever, because Brody makes it seem like, when I told you were excited to like basically he basically says that you were selling your soul away. There's nothing where she's like, signing anything, you know what I mean? So,
I like how they kind of hid, like they tease the fact that it's actual devil worshiping. After watching it again, it was like, oh, it's pretty obvious. But the one time when they're about to kill her, they just say, "Hail
Satan!"
Yep. No, but even before that, he just gets out and then they get cut off and they can't do it or whatever. So then later on, they finally say like "Hail Satan" at the very end of the movie. But
you're like,
I don't know. I just like that little touch.
I like that too, because just like that word, you know, you're just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah, that's
then you know,
Right.
like for real, like that, because when
these guys are
that's one
hardcore.
thing. When Steph will know this too, when they're talking about the merchant and like when the original family member that came across LaBelle and he had all these artifacts or whatever, and he would say, it reminds me of Needful Things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that.
Yo,
It's like he came into him. That's the devil that he came in contact with, and he gave him an item. He gave him the card thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that was the item that he like sold his soul over. And he's, you know, they talk about, they're like, you couldn't get, you know, a better fucking clause deal, like a deal on the clause or whatever, like with us getting blown up. You know what I mean? But
that's another good connection. This movie is like inspired by so many other movies, but it it's like it does it so well. It's not like ripping it off, but it's inspired in a great way.
Yeah.
Did either of you read Eat the Rich, which was a Boom Studios comic series?
I don't think I read that one, no, but I heard of it. Was it good?
Oh, I thought it was fire. But I feel like they watched this movie and they're like, let's tweak that just a little bit. Like after watching this, it's like, dude, that's so damn similar. Where it's like, it's another girl marrying into a rich family. She finds out crazy stuff about them, doing ritualistic type stuff. It's super similar. And even like the way it's drawn, like the aesthetic of it is semi, like it feels like you get the same vibe that you get from this. It's really, really fucking good, by the way.
I'm gonna have to continue. I've only read issue 1, but I liked it. So
I liked it a lot, man. I love it. The art super grew on me. It's great.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think one thing I guess the movie would be saying, because you guys all had great points, probably, you know, better than anything I could have thought of. But the one I guess I thought of was just when they make the comment about, you know, the rich being kind of weirder and, you know, not like everyone else. But
well, dude, I was gonna say, like, and I wish I remembered the reference for this or where I'd heard this or whatever. But like, there's scientific studies done that if you get rich, you get fucking weird. Basically, here's the way it was described to me. They did an experiment and they have people play Monopoly, and they tell one person ahead of time, like, they give them this huge advantage in the game. Like, they get a bunch of extra money, they get all this stuff, and they know they have the advantage. And regardless, even with their knowledge that this was all given to them, still, but they get all cocky. They start swinging their big dick around. Yep. They start feeling themselves. And a lot of people do earn what they get. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of them people. I think the majority of, or a lot of fucking rich people, they work super hard for it. But there is something to it. Like, you get rich and you get powerful, and most people are going to get a little bit weird and start to feel superior. You know what I mean? So it's
could you imagine having all that fucking money, bro?
Right.
It changes you.
Yeah. More money, more problems.
Right. And then they think they can buy away all their problems, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's like they just throw enough, you know, rich people think if they just throw enough money at something, it'll go away, you know? I just toss some money at it. It's all good, you know?
Worth a shot.
Yeah, right.
Fuck yeah, dude. Do you guys want to get into the rating? Say a little last thoughts on the movie, and then we'll do the rating, and then we'll do I'll do little I really only have like one thing for show and tell, but we got next week's movie and everything, and March Madness coming up. I can't wait for Robbie to send me the thumbnail for it. Steph, my man, what do you want to rate this? And before, put your rating down below in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought.
Keep telling myself I want to be a little harsher with my criticizing and judging, but this movie it reminds me. I was telling Faye, this movie reminds me of what was the Christmas one? Better Watch Out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That reminds me of this one. It was a gem.
That's why I wanted Robbie to see it, bro.
Yeah, Robbie, you'll love this. It's worth it. It's worth it. Like the pacing, the characters, everything's on point. When I can watch a movie multiple times and not get bored or want to see certain scenes, I think that speaks to the power of, or the craft of the film. So that being said, That being said, man, I was gonna say 4.5, but I might as well just give it a 5.
Right.
I'll give it a 5. I have slight criticisms with the movie, but nothing that takes away from the enjoyment factor. You know, that just me thinking too deeply. But I think this movie, the pacing is well done. The characters are thought out. The cinematography, the music selection, everything is. They put a lot of thought and care into this, and you can tell. So 5.
I think anything you would pick at too is like you really trying to nitpick it. Too.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I'm just thinking way too deeply for anything I have a problem with. So
yeah, I feel the same, man. 5, bro. Fuck. Setting the standards high. Vern, man, what you thinking?
First, I want to tell Joram that he is worth it as well, definitely. And I'm with my man Steph, dude. I'll give it a 5.69, dude. I can't help it. Like you said it perfectly, Steph. It's just like Better Watch Out. I mean, it's different, but it's for what they're trying to do, which is like the theme of this fucking show or PCP movie night. It's what I'm always thinking about things now. They're not taking it too seriously. They're being funny as shit. The characters, you said it perfectly. They're well thought out. Everybody plays their role perfectly. The acting is solid. It's not too long. It's not too short. And the thematic material is there as well without being annoying, dude. It's super, super fun, dude. I will watch this movie every year. Like I'm gonna watch this movie all the time. I bought it digitally. It was like $16 or something like that.
Blu-ray is hard to get too for some reason. Because I was gonna buy the Blu-ray.
I saw that. Wow. Me too, dude. Me too.
Weird.
But, hell yeah, man. 5.
5, bro. 5.69, in fact. But yeah, dude, you know I ain't fucking the rating up, dude. There's nothing I could really say that I don't like about it. I know some people are weird about the ending, about them just kind of blowing up, but I love that.
I love that. The best part is where the kids blow up when they walk out.
Oh my god! Because I think that's a funny thing too, like where Adam Brody's like saying like we all deserve to die, and she's like, but my kids don't, and then she's like, oh my god, honey, and he literally says that he tried to shoot her, and he just looks and he's like, this is exactly why we need to die, because the cycle's never breaking. You're literally raising murderers, you know what I mean, like psychos, and that's it. I get, you know. That's just one thing.
Well, it kind of, let me just throw this in there. It's like it kind of goes to show. It's like if the kids aren't to blame, then even like the dad isn't to blame. They're all raised in that family. Like, from the get go. There's a tradition of being evil motherfuckers, but you know whose fault is it? Yeah, there's like you get to a certain age, and then it's like, okay, now it's your fault.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So it's it's interesting in that way.
Yeah, so I'm straight up giving it a 5 all day, bro.
Hell yeah.
Highly rewatchable, highly worth it to buy on Blu-ray if you can find a copy. I know you can check eBay or something. I think it's gonna be like $25 though, but I definitely want to get it to own soon. It's certified rotten fresh on IMDb. It's like,
come on now.
It's not rated as well. It's like 6.9. But it's got, I know it got really good on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's one of the, I know, like, you know, a lot of people don't put much stock in Rotten Tomatoes, but usually, dude, like, I find if they're giving something a crazy score, especially if it isn't like, if it's not super woke, because then if it is super woke, then you can't really fucking tell. You know what I mean? It might be a little bit off, but I just Googled like I Googled best horror Rotten Tomatoes scores, and this is like top 20, top 30 or something like that. There's a lot of good movies on there that I agreed with their scores for sure. So it's seems to be a highly regarded movie with the critics, you know.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, and nobody is gonna always line up fully, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, man, so that's average score of fucking 5.69s, dude. You know what I mean? You got anything for show and tell? Because soon my lady just got back home, so I'm gonna probably be wrapping up here.
Nick, our brother Nick, Comic Culture sent me an AOK package.
Ooh,
this is he sent me a dope Super Saiyan Trunks, man. He sent me a few other things, but I kind of stashed those. This was the only thing quick on hand, but He's a man. He was listening to me go over Dragon Ball Z one day and happened over here who some of my favorite characters were. He sent me this.
Dude, I love me some Trunks.
Yes, sir.
I love me some Nick comic culture.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let me see. So I found these when I was going through some of my books, and I yet to even read these.
Yo,
I picked up this little mini series for like $10 a while back and never showed them off.
nice.
But Army of Darkness and Bubba Hotep, I fucking love Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Plus Bubba Hotep, I thought that would just be something fun.
I didn't even know they fucking did a teamed up. Like that's wild though.
I don't know when this was. It says 15 years Dynamite, but
that's sick, yo. Yeah, I love that cover.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Did you see the first two, Vern?
Yeah. I'm over here fucking digging stuff out.
I gotta read those eventually. And me and Robbie finalized the March Madness, so it will be. I know he should be announcing that soon, what the lineup is. So that should be fun. And next week we'll be reviewing the brand new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's coming out on Netflix. So
what day is that coming out, bro?
I think
the 18th.
It's out Friday, to be honest. The
Nice.
18th, yeah. So it does suck that you only really get a day, but maybe we'll get us a little spike in the views because we'll be right on top of it.
No, that's awesome. And, I'm stoked.
I don't know. You already know you're down to come, Steph. If you want to join us,
yeah.
Burn, you already know. But yeah, dude, that'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch that one.
I got high hopes.
Shoot, I gotta figure out because it's gonna be tough for my ass too to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it like right after work Friday.
Yo, that's fire. Hey.
This is pretty cool, man. So I'm missing Drax, but go ahead and show you up. This is leather. There's like wires in this coat, so you can kind of like pose it the way you want and everything.
That's fire.
There's different outfits. It comes with the vest. It comes with you can pop that head sculpt off and put a different one on. Then we'll show you Rocket.
Oh, nice.
We got Rocket to go with them. Pretty dope character, super dope character. Pretty dope figure there.
Good though.
Hell yeah.
Badass. All these posable, and then get up close and personal with this guy.
Baby Groot.
Yeah. Pretty much all of these come with a Baby Groot figure. So I don't know. This is the one that I have out, but that's adorable.
Different Baby Groots.
Yeah, different Baby Groots, and then I tell you, like Hot Toys, they struggle with female head sculpts. It's for whatever reason they're like really hard to do. But look at this, dude.
That's pretty
She looks on point, man.
She's
Does she have like real hair?
Right? Yo.
This is, usually it looks awful. Like when they do, relative to how good like the figures look. Right. But her hair looks great.
Dude, it's spot the fuck on, man.
That ass though, you know what I mean? But
But
no, these are some fire fucking figures, man. I'm waiting on Drax, man. They put a Drax out a long time ago, and he was bad, but they never did one for the second movie, which all these are from Volume 2. But
oh yeah,
that's what I got, man. My Guardians figures.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, dude, those are sick, bro. Those are
Thanks,
sick.
man.
Hell yeah. So y'all got anything coming up on the channel y'all want to talk about? Before you guys do that, and then I'll say like I think I only had 2 things for horror news.
Tomorrow, Blame Fable, 3:00. Herm, Fable, myself. Big guest star Bullseye Bob. Yeah. Oh, Last Dragon, the modern classic, Last Dragon. But that's at 3 p.m. because the Super Bowl. We might go a little earlier. We're still debating it. But as of right now, it's 3:00. Come hang out. Great time.
Shit, I didn't know the Super Bowl was tomorrow. I
know it's
like never watched that shit.
It's so funny. I used to be so diehard, and I had to ask my buddy yesterday. I'm like, "Who's playing in the Super Bowl?" He's like,
Cincinnati. I heard.
You don't care.
The Rams. Which is funny because I was like, "Go St. Louis." He's like, "No,
not those."
Those days are over.
My little bro thinks those Guardians are fucking sick.
Hell yeah, brother.
Those are Hot Toys, aren't they?
Yeah, sideshow. Well, Yes, Hot Toys. You can buy them on Sideshow.com.
Nice.
Them suckers are a pretty damn penny, man.
They're ridiculous.
But they are. That's why I go with NECA, because they're just affordable and with the detail. But those are like, if I had it, those fuckers, man, are just so detailed, bro.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Good poses too. I just put up. I'm doing my new series, Top 10 Most Anticipated Comic Books, coming out next week. So I've been having fun with that. I was telling you guys before the show, I got this new job. I'm a goddamn mailman, and they've been working me while I'm training. So I've been working like more hours than I normally would be. It's been hard to put some content together. So hopefully I can get a podcast together this week on new books. But stay tuned. I'll be getting back to having a regular weekly comic book discussions, plus single issue breakdowns. And the new thing I'm sticking with, can definitely get them out every week, is those top 10 videos. So go check it out over on the Cerebros.
Hells yeah. And once again, I already said we'll be reviewing Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 Netflix original next Saturday. So definitely check that out, so you guys can come and hang out with us and let us know what you guys thought. And before we get out of here, I know I usually do it in the beginning, but little horror news that we got was Shudder's Creep Show will return for a 4th season. So I'm pumped for that, man, because that's always a fun one just to watch week to week. I've been loving what Greg Nicotero has done with that. Nothing insane that's going to blow you away, but I've just had a lot of fun practical effects and just bringing kind of that heart of the original Creep Show to it.
Cool.
Firestarter got announced to be coming out in theaters and straight to Peacock May 13th, another Blumhouse movie. So I always try and check out anything Blumhouse, which biggest thing that I'm hype about is that John Carpenter and Cody Carpenter, the same people who were, did the original, not the original because his son didn't, but did the 2018 Halloween and Halloween Kills. They're doing the score for Firestarter, bro. And
really,
the crazy thing about that is that John Carpenter was originally gonna direct the OG Firestarter, but something happened, and so for him to come back years later to do the remake score, when I saw his name, I was like, dude. So I always wish that he could have got to direct that original Firestarter. So
fuck yeah,
that's one little sneak peek. We'll be freaking doing a comparison the weekend that movie comes out, so that'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
And Dario Argento's movie got a little poster leak.
Dope.
Oh.
So I'll be excited to check that out. And then that movie Nope that we talked about, Jordan Peele, a lot tonight, his movie should be getting a teaser trailer tomorrow. So that should be one to look out for.
During the Super Bowl, probably. That's cool.
Yep. I'm trying to think of anything else because they did drop some trailers, but I don't think anything was horror related. They did drop a picture of freaking Mr. Knight from Moon Knight, which that kind of has some like mummy horror vibes. And I wasn't sure if they were going to do the Mr. Knight this season, but it looks like they are, man. He looked pretty good.
That's interesting. So, Robbie would be excited. He loves that.
I know. As soon as I saw the picture, I sent it like directly to him. One last thing, that Joe Bob Briggs did like a Valentine's Day special at the last drive-in on Shudder last night. They reviewed Black Roses, which I didn't really care for, and then they did Frankenhooker, which I had a blast with. So I always love to shout out those freaking Joe Bob Briggs last drive-in. Those are just hella fun, man. Nice. Like where they're just like giving you hella. That's where I get a lot of knowledge too. Joe Bob, bro, just like knows everything, dude. So when they're talking about a horror movie, man, they just deep dive into it. So, but yeah, man, that looks like all I got for horror news this week. I'm sure there's probably something out. I think Chucky season 1 did get announced. You could pre-order the Blu-ray if you want. It's comes out like April something. So
maybe time out the episode if you're gonna ever do an episode on season 1. Time it out when that Blu-ray drops or something.
Yeah,
because that'd be a good conversation, man. I'm dying to talk. I need to watch it again. I only watched all of them once. I need to sit down and binge the whole thing.
I definitely wanted to do it before like season 2 comes out. Maybe like
maybe that would be the time to do it. Wait for season 2 to come out and do it right before then.
Like do a recap on it.
Right. That would be a great one. Great.
Yeah, I definitely want it because I watched it so much. I kind of want to let it simmer simmer and then go back to it. And like when I'm a little bit more, you know, like, because when it was coming out, I would probably watch each episode like 3 times. Like, and then, you know, I actually still have not watched it all together. I would just like, because when each episode was coming out, I would watch it like over and over again. And like just fucking study it, man.
So you ever made
right?
like
Hell yeah.
Now I kind of want
season?
like, and I said too, I was like, when they all come out, I'm gonna just binge it, but I still haven't done it yet. I will soon though. I will soon. I kind of like, I'll do that, and then I don't want to tire myself out on it and like ruin it for me. So I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna chill on it now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. It was great to have y'all, man. Sorry the show was a little earlier and a little bit quicker, but we were all talking, and you know, with V-Day tomorrow, man, we don't want to get scolded and get our nuts chopped off, you know, by the old ladies, because you do not want to piss them off, you know.
You don't.
And I've watched too many horror movies with my ladies to not know the crazy things. But thanks everyone for joining. Joram, my boy Evie, Two Gun, Fable, Bobby D, Kirby, Rogue Collecting. Let's see who else was up in here. TM.
T to the M.
James Phelps. Man, and Robbie, dude. I wish he could have been here to review this one. Old man Rudolph. I gotta like preach to him to watch this sucker, man. Brother Joe.
If you tell Robbie too many times to watch it, he'll never watch it.
I know, right?
So we gotta be easy on it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Maybe if like a bunch of people in the community say like, dude, that movie was awesome, maybe he'll, you know, maybe I could see him just saying like on a Sunday night stream, he'll just give it a rating.
He's gotta watch it, man. I mean,
he just that fucking Scream ruined it for him.
Right.
But dude, be looking out for Robbie to drop that March Madness freaking thumbnail, man, because that is gonna be fun, man. So we're approaching on it quick, man. Two more weeks. And the next 2 shows on the horror show before that are going to be fun, especially what we got in store for after Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, but yeah, man, thanks everyone for hanging out. Y'all the best. And we'll see y'all later, man.